Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Welcome everybody, happy Friday to this edition of Primetime Local News. Connor Chan, Abby St. John here to wrap up the week for you. Got lots on the go today, including our question of the day, because graduation, of course, is coming up very soon for all you high school graduates out there. We asked what's some of your memorable moments from high school.
Well, I think one of the most memorable is every day, whenever I would see my vice principal, he would always make it a point to point out that I look like Alexis Bendel from Gilmore Girls because his daughter was a huge fan of the show, and so every day he would mention it, and then at the graduation speech at my grad, he called me out again in front of everybody.
That sounds like one great principal.
Yes, he is amazing. So.
Well, we're going to read some of those comments later on into the show, but right now let's send it over to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Thanks, guys. Well, we've made it till Friday, which means it is the last weekday you have to get your father a gift before Father's Day this Sunday. So today we're going to be taking a look around town at a few different spots, maybe help you spark an idea and get something for your father for that special day. We're also going to talk a little bit about an event coming up. They do have that fly-in barbecue this Sunday. So we're going to have a ton of stuff, again, some different options for you to look at. But first, we're going to go back into the studio where Abby will take a look at your local news.
The Gold Horse Casino has been shuffling the deck for just over 6 months now, and according to Roger Anderson, business at the $20 million facility is doing better than predicted.
Business is it exceeded our expectations as an organization. We've done a lot of different things within the community. It's been very good.
Lloydminster's first ever casino features 250 slot machines, 5 live tables, and a full entertainment venue. So far, some of the facility's most popular features are also its most unique.
Some of our new games, new table games, new product we have, like we have Switch and we have another progressive on one of our blackjack tables. We introduced ETGs, new in the province, a lot of the market is ETGs, and they're part of the table games.
The casino is also currently undergoing expansion on the east side of the building that, once completed, will feature a mini strip mall. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation stopped in Lloydminster today as part of their cross-country campaign to talk about how fewer pipelines affects all Canadians. According to the CTF, Canada's lack of pipeline production over the last 6 years has cost taxpayers over $6 billion.
Now, based on data released by the Parliamentary Budget Officer, the Canadian Taxpayers Federation calculated how much additional revenue the federal government would receive if the price differential was lower and Canadian oil sales receive full value compared to the American price. And it's a big number. The pipeline deficit is costing Canadian taxpayers over $6 billion since 2013, and that number is projected to go up by over $3 million every single day.
Terrazano says the CTF isn't trying to advocate at the federal level, but trying to educate Canadians about the impact of pipelines on those not involved in the oil and gas sector.
We're trying to show all Canadians why they should care about pipeline development. Now, the lack of pipelines, they harm people in the energy industry, and we know that all around Alberta. But the pipeline deficit is also harming all Canadian taxpayers, and that's the message that we've been bringing coast to coast.
Alberta is the final leg of the CTF's tour, having already visited the other 9 provinces. Hardship has fallen onto big brothers, big sisters here in Lloydminster as a critical part of their day-to-day operation was vandalized and rendered useless.
It's just an invasion of your space. It just makes you really sad.
On Thursday, May 30th, after midnight, someone tried to steal the Big Brothers Big Sisters truck by hot wiring the vehicle. The front passenger side handle was busted and hanging by a wire. The steering column was also heavily damaged, making the vehicle unusable to pick up recycling.
For our fundraising, we have been relying on staff vehicles, those that have half-ton trucks. We've also had to ask some of our people that we pick up their recycle to possibly drop them off if possible.
Although the damage was done, Brenda was hoping the insurance coverage would be enough to cover the cost, but it wasn't the case.
We are going to launch a campaign today called Put Bigs Back on the Road, because of course insurance coverage doesn't quite make the difference to what we will need to purchase another vehicle.
The money raised will go to purchasing a new truck and getting them back on track. It was a beautiful day today, and the Border City Furniture hosted a charity barbecue this afternoon in support of the Snowflake House Relief Fund. 100% of proceeds from the barbecue go to the Snowflake House, an organization that provides temporary relief for families and caregivers of people with special needs, a cause that was inspiring to Border City Furniture and has seen them become greatly involved.
We have always been on the radar for Calvin at Border City Furniture, and he supports us 110%. He's absolutely amazing. And so this year we were the recipient of the first downtown barbecue today, and it's been a huge success.
Between the warm weather, good food, and support of a great cause, the barbecue was a huge hit, and the Snowflake House was happy to be out in the community.
It is absolutely crucial that we are face-to-face in our community with community members, so they know that resources are available for them, for their children, and for themselves as well.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who was on location today.
Well, we are here once again at Vivid Salon Spa Wellness, and I'm joined now by Katie. And now we're looking at maybe a little different alternative to Father's Day gifts. Now, this is something most people don't think about, and we did mention off camera. You guys are talking. You guys thinking about like a daddy-daughter day. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We have a private pedicure room, so there's only 2 pedicure chairs in there, and it'd be a great place to bring your dad in to have a pedicure with him, and it's private, so you just the 2 of you.
And now you guys do offer some more, guys, typical men's stuff. I know you guys do massages, if, you know, some muscle pains and stuff like that. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We have 2 massage therapists on staff, and so they focus on whatever you need for any of your massage needs, and we do relaxation massage as well.
And now also, again, you guys also do haircuts as well. You guys are very, a bunch of different stuff here. So can you talk a little bit about what you do offer for men's cuts?
Sure, we do men's cuts all the time, and we also do a scalp massage with every hair service, so that's a nice add-on for, yeah, and it just is with every service.
And on top of that, too, you guys do offer some men's products here as well, so can you go into a little about that, about what men can get for themselves as well here?
Sure, we do carry some men's-specific products, so if you have a specific men's scent that you prefer, we do carry some specific men's products for all your shampoos, conditioners, styling products, and skincare too.
All right, thank you for joining us. We're going to have a little bit more talking about what you can do for your father for Father's Day, but first we're going to go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Taking a look at current temperatures right now. Still some cloud coverage and a bit of sun right now, sitting at 21 degrees right now for our daytime high currently. Some decent winds, though, coming in from the northwest there at 26 kilometers an hour right now. 29 degrees on record was our warmest for this day back in 2009, while 3 degrees was our coolest back in 1990. As we take a look at the satellite radar map, not a whole lot compared to yesterday, but there's still amount of activity that's going to happen over the next 24 to 48 hours as we're going to possibly see some precipitation heading into this weekend here, especially for Father's Day and those that are attending the Just Cruise and Show and Shine. 20 degrees right now currently in Cold Lake at Edmonton, 21 in Athabasca and Whitecourt, 11 degrees out in Edson, 15 for Jasper, 17 out in Red Deer, and 18 degrees in Rocky Mountain House, 17 out in Meadow Lake, 22 for North Battleford, 20 degrees in Saskatoon, and 16 degrees for both Prince Albert and Melfort. As we take a look at a little more in-depth look to the regional temperatures right now. Overnight, some showers in North Battleford sitting at 11 degrees going into tomorrow with 18 degrees with possibility of some thunderstorms there. Mostly clear overnight in Cold Lake, going to 20 degrees tomorrow with there we'll experience some thunder showers as well, the high of 20. For us here in Lloydminster, some cloud coverage overnight with 11 degrees for the high and 19 degrees tomorrow as we'll reach the daytime high there with a possibility of some thunder showers. So here's a look next look at your 3 days. 51% chance for those rain tomorrow and 55% chance of some rain on the Father's Day Sunday with possible thunder showers as well. And then we get to Monday where it's nice and clear with 22 degrees for the daytime high. And then we'll see lows of 10 and 11 for the next 3 days there. Usually our average is around 21 degrees for the daytime high and averaging around 9 degrees for the daytime low. But that's a first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more details later on Primetime Local News.
Welcome back. Well, much of Saskatchewan needs rain as producers finish seeding across the province. The latest crop report says germination is patchy and crop growth is slow in some regions due to the dry conditions. Some areas in the northwest and southeast had some rain last week, enough to encourage hayland and pasture growth, but crop growth is delayed in much of the province, with most crops behind their normal developmental stages for this time of year. Most crop damage this past week was due to frost, strong winds, insects such as flea beetles, cutworms, grasshoppers, wireworms, and lack of moisture. And that's all for eggs. Sports is next, but first here's a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
The city of Toronto hasn't stopped celebrating the Raptors' NBA championship from last night and the initial jubilation. They weren't alone. More than 3,000 kilometers away, basketball fans in Lloydminster were out to support their lone Canadian basketball franchise. And as Josh Ryan explains, that support could have lasting effects.
The joy from millions of Canadians last night was there in a smaller scale at the border city as patrons gathered to join in a celebration no one saw coming a year ago.
Lots of downs. It feels good. LeBron's gone. Kawhi's in. I'm speechless right now.
I still have a glow on from last night.
Basketball has never captured the entire city's attention, but diehards and newcomers alike have rallied behind the team.
I mean, it's been a long time coming. I've been a fan since 2014, so it's just so amazing to be able to be here.
Late in the season, when they were finishing well, I was started paying a lot of attention, and then after Game 7, that buzzer beater, man, that was it. I had to watch the rest.
This resulted in one of the biggest surges for local restaurants in years.
You get the odd crew that comes down. I mean, Lakeland College, they'll come down and support ever so often, but to draw this many people on a Thursday night for an NBA game is fantastic.
I didn't know that basketball was a thing here, but you come out and you watch the games and it's packed everywhere. Everybody's around this team. This is Canada's team.
For those who've been involved in the sport the longest in the community, there's growing excitement for what the next generation brings.
I've been playing since a young age, played at the post-secondary level. I've been refereeing basketball, and to see a team like that with the poise, with the determination, with how hard they battled, it's only going to be great for the generations of young basketball players coming up through the system.
Now that this excitement is over, Lloydminster sports fans can go back to cheering on their local teams out at the Ball Diamond or at the soccer pitch. However, those who believe that the Toronto Raptors don't have a chance to bring in this kind of enthusiasm again, don't forget, Kawhi Leonard says he likes it in Toronto, and free agency is just around the corner. Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who was on location today.
Well, we are back once again talking about some Father's Day gift ideas, and now we're at Diamond 7 Meats, and I'm joined by Aaron Lundquist, and there are some steaks next to you. So talking a little bit about some different ideas for Father's Day barbecue. So can you just tell us a little bit about each different kind here?
So with weather being really nice out, everybody has a different preference when it comes to steaks. So we've got 4 different steaks. So we've got a sirloin steak, New York steak, ribeye steak, and filet steak. Everybody has a different preference. Sirloin are very good quality, one of the lower pricer points. New York and ribeye are actually the same muscle, but how they lay in the beef will have them different marbling. So your New York is typically going to be very good quality, a little bit leaner. Your ribeye is very high quality, a little bit more marbling. And then your filet is known for the high quality and just a slightly leaner. So everybody that if you like your fat versus not care for fats, you can get a steak to suit all preferences.
And now those two middle ones there, the New York and the sirloin, they have a little bit more fat there on the edge. So is it preferable to cook it with it on first and then trim it off, or the other way around?
No, it's really a preference. So if you're going to go with your New York versus ribeye, your New York is just going to be slightly leaner. If you have a preference for that slightly higher fat content, it tends to have a little bit more flavor because all your flavors in your fats. That's when people will lean towards a ribeye, and it just basically boils down to personal preferences.
And then as well too, there's obviously 4 different kinds here. So is there any different when you actually are cooking it, or is it just a preference, whether you like the medium rare or anything like that?
No, if you're gonna like a medium rare, you're just gonna go for juice color. So as you're cooking it, I'm a firm believer, a little bit of salt and pepper. I don't do a lot of sauces as I'm cooking, but like a nice seasoning salt and pepper, something like that. Nice high heat, get it going. If you like it rare, you want a nice pink juice, like a big, nice pink juice color on top as you're cooking. If you like it well done, you want a clear bubble on top for your juices. And if you put on your sauces after, you're gonna have your steak cooked the right doneness. Temperature is a preference. I cook on Iota barbecue. My preference is cook around 400 degrees. I like it nice and hot. Slightly indirect heat, so I'm not directly over my fire, just beside my fire. And then that way I have better control for how we like it done.
All right, thank you for joining us. We're going to have a little bit more, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Courtesy, this photo here, very, very beautiful looking, but also very menacing. This was taken yesterday, courtesy of Jessica Fox from south of Marshall. You can see how very ominous those clouds are in that field out there, of course, just before we saw all that rain. So thank you very much, Jessica, for sending those in. If you have photos you want to send to us, send them through our Facebook page at Primetime Local News or tv-news@stingray.com. But let's take a look right now at current temperatures right now. 21 degrees for us here in Lloydminster still, 21 also out in Vermilion, 21 also out in Provost, 23 for Wainwright, 20 degrees out in St. Paul, Bonnyville, and Cold Lake and Edmonton, 21 for Lac La Biche right now as we shift over to Saskatchewan, 20 degrees out in Maidstone, 22 for North Battleford, 15 in St. Walburg, 17 for Meadow Lake, 22 out in Green Lake, and 18 degrees in Pierceland and Isle La Crosse. Some other Saskatchewan temperatures right now, 19 degrees for La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, 16 for La Ronge, 22 degrees out in Flin Flon, 19 in both South End and Wollaston Lake, 14 for Uranium City, 18 degrees in Stony Rapids, 18 also out in Fort McMurray, 20s out in Peace River, Slave Lake, and High Level. Fort Chipewyan sitting at 17 degrees right now. Grand Prairie sitting at 19 degrees. As we shift over to southern Alberta, 19 degrees for Medicine Hat and Calgary, 18 degrees, for Lethbridge, 17 degrees for Banff, 22 for both Coronation and Kindersley as we make our way over to southern Saskatchewan, 18 degrees in Swift Current, 24 in Moose Jaw, 21 for Regina, 22 in Yorkton, and 23 degrees in Estevan. As we take a look at temperatures for tomorrow, 19 degrees, fairly warm temperatures, but we will possibly see some showers all day tomorrow for the Just Cruise and Show and Shine for those that are going out to enjoy the cars and all the other things on wheels there. So 19 degrees in Maidstone as well as Marwayne and St. Paul, 20 for Bonnyville, Cold Lake, Pierceland, 18 in Meadow Lake and Green Lake tomorrow as well as in North Battleford. 20s also out in Wainwright, Provost, and Macklin, Vegreville, and Edmonton also sitting at 20 degrees. So here's the next 48 hours in terms of precipitation. As you can see by Saturday in the afternoon or late evening, and so we head to Saturday afternoon, we'll start seeing those showers coming in heading into Saturday. We could see some heavier rain up in that northern area here of Lloydminster, and we'll still see that rain heading into Sunday as well, but the majority of that red with the heavy rain will be more so down way further in southern Saskatchewan. But here, as we take a look at the next 7 days, 20 degrees for Father's Day Sunday. We could still possibly see some thunder showers there on that day. Then we clear up on Monday for 22 degrees with a daytime high. Then we go back to some more showers Tuesday with a high of 18, a 75% chance, and 82% chance on Wednesday with a high of 19 degrees, 15 on Thursday, and 22 degrees on Friday with still a 51% chance that we could see some rain. So a fairly cloudy week, not a whole lot of opportunity for some clear skies just on that Monday. But let's look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are here today. We've been talking about some different Father's Day gift ideas. It is coming up fairly soon on Sunday, in fact. But now we're going to be talking about some different plans you can do with your father on Father's Day. And I'm joined now by Doug Weir, and you guys are having the fly-in pancake breakfast here on Sunday. So can you just give us a little bit more information about that?
I sure can. This is an annual event we've been doing for a lot of years, probably 20 plus years on Father's Day. And we invite fathers, children, and the whole family to come out and enjoy a little pancake breakfast and get a chance to talk to us about flying. And there'll be some pilots flying in from near and far, and hopefully they get to see some airplanes and learn why we do what we do.
And now you guys are also offering a few different flights if people do want to sign up and get their kids out in the air. So how can people, obviously you have to pre-book for those, so how can people get involved with that?
They can phone Border City Aviation, 780-875-5834, and they would definitely want to do that today because there's not too many of the pre-booked spots left.
All right, and now also we did mention it's a fly-in barbecue, but if people don't have a plane, and obviously a lot of people don't own planes, are they able to just drive in and have some good food and check out some airplanes?
Oh, absolutely. That's what we really encourage. We like the community to come out and see the airplanes, talk to the pilots, and see why we enjoy it. I think that's part of our job as pilots, and part of the reason we do this fly-in breakfast is to promote general aviation and get the community out and learning a little more about it.
And what time can people come out for breakfast here on Sunday?
The breakfast starts at 8 a.m. and goes till 11 a.m. And I would expect the pilots will be here early, the ones that are flying in. Usually the weather is nice earlier in the morning. So if they want to see some airplanes, I would say lots will be in by 9 o'clock, I would expect.
All right, thank you once again for joining us and telling us about the fly-in breakfast. We are going to have some more from here, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
All right, well, it's that time of year where grad season's coming up. I know Father's Day is also coming up very, very shortly, but grad season's gonna be the next kind of big thing. So we kind of asked on Facebook today, what's some of your memorable high school moments? I know for myself, my memorable moment was tripping my gym teacher in the last gym class of the year.
Good.
I was a little mad. My classmate threw a ball to me, like, because we were playing kickball out there, and I saw her running by. I just deliberately stuck my leg out and I tripped her, and she looked at me like she was gonna murder me.
Wow.
She was not happy with me. I guess that's one of my memorable moments. Some of the other comments that we got, you know, graduating, it's obviously one of the biggest ones. One woman wrote, meeting my husband and, you know, going to that dance.
Yeah.
If she didn't go to that dance, she may not have met her husband, which is nice. And then another gym one that I can kind of get behind, because of course that was a gym class, where he said I caught a fluke pop fly and not paying attention, because that can be dangerous as well if you're not paying attention in that regard.
Definitely. I think another memorable moment that I had was we did this dodgeball tournament, and I was one of the refs for it. So that was fun because, you know, I got to wear the striped shirt and I got the whistle, and it was fun kicking people out and adding to it. So I think that was another memorable moment.
Really? That's a memorable moment, just being a ref?
Yes. And, you know, I was in student council, so there was so many examples of different memorable moments. Like, you know, I was an MC for a Halloween costume contest. I did a whole bunch, so there's a lot to choose from.
No, that's very true. Well, it's that time of the show right now because we're announcing our pet winner today. We're very excited about that. So let's take a look at some of the other submissions qualified for today's Pet Pad gift card. So this is Violet.
Adorable.
Trying to help in the garden,
yeah,
but not
just
really.
trying.
or someone else's property. This is Denali. Very
I love
adorable.
the little tongue.
Very, very cute. Very cute pupper
Yeah.
indeed. This is Tucker.
Has the tennis ball in his mouth.
He's enjoying the time.
Just holding it, won't give it up.
Loving the time on the trampoline.
Yeah.
This is Willow. She's kind of spread out, enjoying her treat. Just
I love
kind of
it.
hanging out. And then last but not least, this is Fred,
Aw,
the goat.
a goat.
I love that.
Yes,
It's just
I love the
awesome
name
there.
too.
Very fitting for that goat.
Yes.
Well, if your pet was shown on today, you're automatically entered to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Well, we're very close to the 2019 Just Cruise and Show and Shine. I'm joined once again with Jerry Duhame, from the chairman of this year's Show and Shine. Once again, thanks so much for coming down and chatting with us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, now we're very excited that the Show and Shine's very close. I mean, I guess what's the excitement on your guys' end that the event is just only very, very soon away here?
Last night was our last meeting before the show, and we're all gung-ho. This Saturday is going to be a special event at the multiplex. Hopefully we'll have 200 plus guest cars, plus our own cars, so we're hoping that the public will get a chance to see 250 of some of the coolest cars around.
Now, you were telling me off camera just before we started that you had to have that. Obviously, the parking lot is filled up, but you had to make that extra room on the grass as well.
We've made a commitment that our cars would be moved if it was full, and we've anticipation of that. Our cars won't be on the pavement; they'll be on the grass, still available for people to see. But we're trying to make as much room as we possibly can for our guest cars.
And you're mentioning all the awards as well that you're giving out this year. There's the Mayor's Award, there's the Citizens Award, the Citizens Choice Award as well. I guess just go over some of those other awards.
Absolutely. We have 17 awards, and most of them are judged by the participants in the show itself. We don't do any of the judging. And so the participants will vote on who they think has got the best vehicle. And so out of that, we get our top 10. And then the top one of all of the votes gets the Participants Award. So he's basically being voted on by his peers. And then we have the People's Choice Awards, which is anybody in the public, any of the people who come to see the show, spectators can come and vote on their favorite vehicle as well. But it's open to all categories. We have bikes are welcome. We've had tractors. We have snowplanes in the past. We've had anything that rolls and has an engine pretty much we'll accept.
And you mentioned this Memorial Award as well.
Yes,
that's very special for you.
The Hollington family, the employer of the Precision Drilling or Precision Contracting, had an employee by the name of Tom Hollington, and they wanted to make an award for him because of his past performance and his involvement with Just Cruising. So there's the Hollington Memorial Award for the best truck in the show.
That's absolutely fantastic.
We're pretty pleased to do that.
Yeah, and of course, you're mentioning some of the things we talked about over the last few weeks when we had you on the show. The testing the horsepower, I think that seems like a very big attraction for a couple of some of those car fanatics out there. See what your car is capable
Absolutely. There's been some really neat things for people to see. There's the chassis dyno that you mentioned, where you can they'll put your car on this. It's a trailer that will measure the horsepower at the rear wheels, which is the true horsepower. And some people think they've got something really special and can walk away disappointed. And some people will walk away beaming because theirs has been one of the best ones in the show. But we also have something cool coming too. It's an alcohol burning dragster. It's a local car. Mark Van Nance and Dwayne Maxwell have got this vehicle, and they brought it out now. This will be our third show with them. And they fire it up 2 or 3 times during the show. And if you've never heard an alcohol dragster, you got to come and hear this.
Wow. Very loud, I'm guessing.
Super loud and super powerful. It's just amazing.
And of course, just before we wrap up here, you have the kids as well as the car rally for the MS, and then just talk about your involvement with that as well, and all those proceeds.
Absolutely, the day is designed to be a full day. Our mayor has told us that it's an event for Lloydminster. It's a big event for Lloydminster. It's a fully sponsored event. There's no charge for participants, no charge for spectators, so you can come and have a great time during the day. We have some cool stuff for the kids. We have a make and take thanks to 2 great sponsors in Boundary Ford and Truck Zone who bring in models for the kids. They can build them and take them home with them, and they're free. So trying to promote the sport.
And lastly, just before we wrap up, date and time and when.
This Saturday, Father's Day Saturday, the 15th of June. The registration is 9 to noon. The show is 10 to 3. The MS Society rally is right after that, with the barbecue following that. And just to point out to your listeners that you don't have to be in the show to be in the rally. You can join us at 3 o'clock and come in the rally and help raise some money for MS Society. And it'll be a cool ride, about an hour and a half, followed by a beef on the bun barbecue afterwards.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Jerry Duhame, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Hope for sunshine.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and 93.7 Wayne FM, and here's what's happening. The 66th annual Wainwright Stampede is going down June 20th to the 23rd. It's going to be an incredible event. There are so many events. They got the Midway, they got the Chucks, plus they've got all the fun food that you love to eat. So make sure you check that out. Like I said, that's going down June 20th to the 23rd. Stampede kickoff is June 19th in downtown Wainwright. On top of that, you got the Edgerton Sports Days and Fair. That's happening from July 5th to July 7th. Now, that is 3 absolutely jam-packed days. They have so much going on. The Bull-A-Ram is Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, you got the Chuck Wagons and the Chariots. Plus, you're starting both those days with a pancake breakfast. It's going to be a great family event, so make sure you can get the family out there. Like I said, that's July 5th to the 7th. And then, of course, Irma Summer Spiel is going down July 30th to August 5th. Register your teams now for the slow pitch tournament, the curling, and all that fun stuff. That's another jam-packed event full of incredible things. This weekend, though, something you can attend with us is the Provo Splash and Smash. We're going to be there Saturday, so make sure you come say hi. Tickets are $10. It's an all-ages event, and they have so much going on. They've got motocross. They've got outlaw top trucks. They've got the Strongman Quad Wars, just to name a few of the things that are going on there. And we'll be there Saturday, like I mentioned. Once again, that's going down this weekend as another all-ages event. I'm Justin with Boom 119 and 93.7 Wayne FM, and that's what's happening.
Today I'm joined here with Zach Parkinson. He is a singer-songwriter, and today we are going to be talking about his upcoming concert that he has coming up tomorrow at the Southridge Community Church. So thank you for coming in. First, let's start a little bit about your background with singing and songwriting. Like, how did all of this, start?
So I was born and raised here in Lloydminster, and I did voice lessons, piano lessons growing up, and then when I decided to move off and go to college, I went to college in a little town called Three Hills, Alberta, and I went to Prairie College, and we had a songwriting program, and I learned about songwriting and recording and got to record my own music through that program.
And so it seems like music and singing is a really big part of your life. Why would you say that singing is what you want to be doing?
I think it's just something that I've kind of always been doing. Even before I took music lessons, I was still playing around on the keyboard at home, and so it's just something that I want to continue doing and I want to be a part of, and if I can make a career out of it, I'd really love to do that.
And you have a concert tomorrow at this
Southridge Community Church.
Southridge Community Church. Why did you decide to put on a concert?
I thought it would be really sweet to do a show in my hometown, because this is the first record that I've ever done, so I thought it'd be really fun to come here and do a show for everybody that's been supporting me all these years.
And just talk a little bit about your record. Is your first record, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does each song kind of represent?
Okay, so yeah, there's 5 songs, and they're all kind of a little bit different. The first one is pretty upbeat, and it's very pop and kind of lots of electronic production in it, and a lot of them are kind of about a past relationship that I had, and then some other ones are a little bit more focused on some other things. Like I have a song that's talking about how hard it is to sleep at night in the kind of digital age we live in, and when we're being distracted by everything. So that's kind of what my record's about. Okay.
And you said poppy, like electronic. Is that kind of the genre that you chose to do?
Yeah, that's a lot of what it is, but I also am doing some other stuff. One of my other songs is kind of a little bit more R&B flavored. It's a little more old school. So.
And where do you get the inspiration for like the different sounds and the different lyrics that you have?
A lot of it comes from just music that I've listened to over my lifetime. Some of it's the kind of music that my parents listened to. Some of it's the kind of music that I listen to from the radio and just from my own taste.
And so just a little bit different in a little bit of everything, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of a grab bag.
One. Yeah. So what can people expect if they come out to your concert?
They can expect to see me and to come have a good time. It's by donation, so if they don't have to pay anything to come in the door and come join the fun. So they're going to be treated with like a live performance. I have a full band, so yeah.
And the live band, is that kind of your band that you take with you everywhere, or is it just for this concert?
It'll be just for this concert. I've been able to kind of just scrape together some different people, and yeah, we made it happen. So.
And so really quickly before we wrap up, if anybody wants to come out to enjoy your concert, how can they do so? Like what time and what where?
Okay, so yeah, it's at Southridge Community Church. It's right across the street from the comp, so you can see it there. And it'll doors open at 6:30. Concert starts at 7. And like I said, it's by donation, so you don't need to pay anything to come in the door. There will be merch available at the back.
Okay, well, perfect. Thank you so much for coming in and explaining. And of course, if you want to check out his new record that he will be performing live tomorrow evening, head over to the Southridge Community Church. So thank you.
Thanks.
Well, today we've been taking a look at some different Father's Day gift ideas. This is the last weekday before Father's Day is coming up here this Sunday. So we spent a little bit of time at Vivid Salon Spa Wellness. Something a little different. I know I wouldn't have considered it for a Father's Day gift. However, they do have some of those couples rooms where your daughter can take the father and then they can have a great spa day together. They also do offer some massages if there are a few different kinks that your dad needs to work out. Definitely a great idea for him. We also stopped a little bit here at Diamond 7 Meats, talking a little bit about a few different steaks, what you're looking for if you do want to treat your dad to a barbecue, or maybe just get some steaks that he can barbecue himself, depending on if he's a grill man through and through. So we're going to have a little bit more coming up in the next hour, again, about some of those Father's Day gift ideas. But first, we're going to go back into the studio where Connor and Abby are going to wrap up the first hour of tonight's news.